What's up, guys? John here from Monsterbass, and we're gonna recap the last video that I just posted. It was my first time kayak fishing, so I'm gonna give you a little recap because I had some storage issues with the rest of the day videoing, so that's why the video just cut off. Please subscribe if you're watching this. A lot of good content coming out. I've linked up with another YouTuber, Bad Bass Fishing Dads. We're gonna be doing a lot of things together. And there's a direction that's going to be happening with this channel. So it's not just going to be me sitting in front of a camera talking. All right, a lot of good fishing videos coming out. So that's the plan at least. But so like I said, I want to apologize. There's supposed to be music in there, and there's no music. So I'm sorry for that, and I'll get better. You know, I've been away for a while, but yeah. So let's go ahead and recap the video. I'll talk about the baits that I caught the fish on, what I caught, you know, the equipment I used, and just kind of recap everything in my first take on fishing out of a kayak. All right, so let's start with that. My first take fishing out of a kayak. Like I said in the video, that's the second time I've ever been in a kayak, ever. I've never done it. I've never fished in their cast, nothing. All right, so that was my first time ever. And starting off with this was a little sketch. You know, the kayak I'm fishing out of is nothing fancy. It's not like these Bonafides or these Hobies or the Yak Attacks where you can stand up in them, have a party, you know, breakdancing them, all right? This thing's stability it took a long time to figure out. But it was cool, man. It was cool being able to go places that you couldn't get to on a boat. You know, the two places that we went to, there's no way you could put a boat in there. And the quality of fish that was in those places, I can understand that. I wish I could have been there 10 years ago when kayak fishing, you know, was brand new. One of the things that I struggled with, and this is coming from a boat, is not being able to really dissect an area that I wanted to fish. You know, the window was very small to make an accurate cast to try to catch that fish. Typically on a boat, you can stay there, you can fish a section, dissect it. Every stump, twig, leaf, bush, whatever, you could break that down and try to optimize the fish that you're pulling out of there. And it was like a one-shot deal, I learned, especially with the wind. And you know, this kayak doesn't have foot pedals or a rudder, so that was a challenge. There's a lot of areas, looking back on the video, that I would love to have stayed at and just picked apart, and I didn't have that opportunity. And I'm sure that'll come with time. You know, you learn to adapt. But what I did like about fishing out of a kayak was a couple things. One, it taught me fishing with instincts. You know, we get so used to having electronics, especially from a boat. You get these electronics and all this stuff, and you don't have none of that. So you truly have to go with, you know, what the moment's given you. You know, the weather conditions, what looks good just to the eye, and a lot of times, you know, we don't get that opportunity because we're so dialed into our graphs. So that was awesome. You know, going back to just fishing, you know, what you think, where they're gonna be. And the second thing that I really liked, and I struggled with this on a boat, is I bring all my tackle on a boat, and I have all this stuff, and I get wrapped up in it, and I tend to change lures out more and more than what I probably need to. So with this, you're very limited on what you can bring, obviously, but also I was so scared, afraid to tip over, I didn't really want to change around my baits. So that part of it was helpful to me, and it will be until I get my new boat, to grow and really be confident in that one bait you're fishing, rather than throw 5 casts, not like it, and, you know, switch to another thing. And sometimes that you need to do that, but most of the time you don't. So really simplifying my tackle was pretty cool. All right, so let's talk about the baits I used for that video and the success I had off them, and how I used them, and maybe this will help you out. All right, so the first fish you saw was caught off a buzzbait. So basically, you come into this lake. It's on a military base. You come into this lake, and it's a pretty big lake, you know. And you go down, and I felt like we were paddling forever, especially on the way back. But you go down, and then there's this little creek that cuts off, and that creek's probably like mile and a half long. But then if you ain't looking for it, you're gonna miss it. You look over, and there's this opening. Well, that opening, you bring your kayak over, and then that goes into a smaller, very, very small lake. I mean, we made it around the lake within, you know, 3 hours in a kayak, and we were kind of cruising. But throughout that, I was still learning. You know, we had 3 kayaks, plus there were so many in front of us, so I was just trying to cover as much water as possible. So that's why I started throwing around the tried and true buzzbait here. Overcast skies. So I wanted something, you want something that's gonna contrast the skies, because the fish are gonna look up at the bait, right? So you want something that's gonna contrast the skies. So that's why I went with white. Because if you think about it, the water's darker, okay? Skies are gray. So you want something that's gonna be a silhouette. And with that dark water, that's why I went with this white. And I mean, it worked. I had 3 bites with the buzzbait, and I caught that one. And a lot of it was I wasn't paying attention. I think it could have had, or at least, you know, you could put a trailer hook on it, but I caught a good one, and I'm happy with it. First one in a kayak. So, but this buzzbait specifically, this is a custom-made buzzbait by my stepdad, actually. He makes these, and they're awesome. He does some things to it that you're not going to get from a factory buzzbait. He does some filing right here to make that squeak. A lot of times you don't get that straight out of the box. You have to break them in. People put them on their antennas on their trucks, or they keep them outside just to break them in. And he kind of sets it up for me, hooks it up. Plus he puts, you know, a rivet on here too, that helps. And it just works really good. You know, I didn't have to trim the skirt, nothing. It's a hand tied here. So that's a hand tied skirt. All right. And then he uses, I think he only uses owner hook. So he kind of put some time into this, or some money into this. But I really think that's why I caught that one fish, because this owner hook right here is stupid sharp. Stupid sharp. So, and then I just put a little, this is another little custom mold that he makes. We don't have, there's not even a color for it. But it's like a Rage Menace, the Strike King Rage Menace right there. So I just put that on there. You know, when I'm picking my trailers, obviously I want something that is gonna kind of match what's going on. So, you know, that's where the appendages come in. But I like doing a little bit of contrast than what the skirt is, just to separate it all. So that's kind of what I went with there. And it worked. You know, I'm happy with it. So the next fish you saw I caught was on a spinnerbait. It was this one right here. This is my go-to favorite spinnerbait for stained water. This is a Blue Rocks custom tackle spinnerbait. I got a chrome willow leaf gold Colorado, and with it used to be a red trailer hook. This is in a 3/8 ounce. I'm starting to fish more with the 1/2 ounces, but you know, 3/8 is good, especially for shallow water. 3/8 works just fine. I got 15-pound fluorocarbon on here, and that's the smallest I'm gonna go with fluorocarbon for spinnerbaits. A lot of times I'm throwing my spinnerbaits around structure. I'll kind of finesse it around laydowns and stuff, and I get a lot of reaction strikes out of that. And that's where the trailer hook kind of kills me, is the spinnerbait. A lot of times, especially if you're rolling it slow, it will roll over and it will catch that trailer hook. So that kind of sucks. But so this is McCain Tommy Martin series spinning rod. This is 6'9" medium heavy. This is my prime time spinnerbait setup here. What I like about it, it's got a beefy backbone, right? So this right here is very, very beefy. It will withstand a lot of weight, a lot of tension. I mean, I've put this thing through the ringer. And then I got that paired up with this is a Daiwa Tatula. I don't know what it is. It's my first Daiwa. I just thought it looked cool. It's got that sweet little deal right there. But this is an 8:1 gear ratio. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna switch that up this year because I just feel like it's a little fast for a spinnerbait. I think that 6 or 7 gear ratio range, I think would be perfect for it. But the reel is awesome. I might put this reel on like my frogging rod or something. But yeah, that spinnerbait, you're gonna see a lot of fish caught on it this year. If it gets into muddier water, I'll go double gold. May increase the blade size, and maybe like straight chartreuse or straight white. But all around, I have confidence in that color, that kicker color, the chartreuse with the white, and a lot of water. It's a really, really great bait. And then last up, I was throwing this deal right here. This is a Texas rigged 6 cents clout. It's a 5.4 inch stick bait. And I'll start that on a 4/0 offset worm hook there. I got one out of the box here for you. This This color I bought on a whim. 6 Cents just came out with these baits not too long ago. And I love throwing stick baits. I love trying to find the new stuff out there. And this thing right here, you know, you have your standard colors, but this is called worm juice. And it's an awesome color for where we were. You know, that water was clear, very clear. And I like throwing a wacky rig. That's normally my go-to, but because there's so much structure, I wanted to be as weedless as possible. So that's why I went with the weightless Texas rig. And you know, I got this color not too long ago, and I was like, dude, that's a sweet looking color, worm juice, right? So that's what that is there. It's like a, you know, a greenish, but then it's got that like brownish color with some flake in there, man. I don't know. And those fish, I mean, I lost a lot of them, unfortunately. Rookie mistakes. I wasn't checking my fluorocarbon leader. It was pretty beat up, so I lost some fish there. One of the fishes I didn't get to put on the video because of the memory storage issue. But I mean, they were smoking this. I was catching them, twitching it. I caught them on the fall. I caught them. They would come up and try to get it off top water. And I think there were some spots in that lake, and spots are very aggressive. And dude, they were smoking it. So that was my first time fishing the clout. Obviously, I'm happy with it. You know, I caught fish on this one color, and it's one of those things like, I'm gonna throw this color until I can't catch them no more. What you want on I want to talk about stick baits real quick. And what you want on a stick bait is you want it to, especially weightless, right? You want there to be enough salt to where it sinks, but you don't want it to sink to where it bows like this, right? You want it to have a very subtle fall, so when it goes down, it's just wiggling, you know. And if you sit there still enough, you can almost feel it just quiver going down. And that's what I look for. You know, I look for something that doesn't fly down like that. All right, and I look for something that obviously sinks weightless. If you have something that doesn't have a lot of salt in it, that's okay. You can go ahead and put like a 16th ounce or 8th ounce wacky hook on there, and you'll get that flutter. You just have to play with the weight. Doing that around a lot of cover, you run into getting snagged less. You just got to be mindful of that. And that's, you know, when you Texas rig it, it still falls like this. You know, it's still gonna fall horizontally. You may get it to where a lot of times when you cast it with a Texas rig, it shoots down like a bullet, and then eventually it will flatten out. And the fish love it. It's a very, very simple technique, and the fish just love it. So, and that's kind of what I rolled the whole day. I played around with the frog, and I played around. That's really it. It was a frog. I was too afraid to change anything else up. That was the rundown of that video. And like I said, I wanted to go ahead and apologize that I could just cut short. There's no music, there's nothing. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I appreciate the people who have watched it. And if you haven't watched it, check it out. I'll put that down below. I'll put down the links to Blue Rock and, you know, that clout. It's awesome. First time me fishing it. But yeah, I hope you like the background here. A little Bart's Bass sign my wife had made for me, so that's pretty sweet. But like I said, please subscribe to the channel. Videos are coming. Instagram, Bart's Bass, Facebook, Bart's Bass. You can find me on all those sites. And the deal with my channel, so I'm gonna be doing unboxings and stuff like that for Monsterbass, but I'm also gonna be taking you all along for the ride of me learning, taking the steps I need to do to fish professionally. And that's gonna include, in the future, whenever these tournaments open up, co-angling tournaments, maybe some BFLs, Bass Opens, me learning new techniques. I really wanna learn, I wanna get more comfortable throwing Carolina rigs. I wanna get more comfortable throwing swim jigs, crankbaits, rattle traps, shaky heads. I mean, there's stuff that I want to become more comfortable with that I'm just not right now, and I think will help me along the way. So make sure you stay tuned for those whenever those happen. New boat is on the way. It's being made right now. Can't wait to show you all that. I'm not gonna tell you what it is right now, but it is an awesome, awesome boat, and I am more than stoked. It's like my birthday, Christmas, anniversary, everything rolled into one present. So I'm very thankful to be able to get that boat. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.